spread one love, okay? Thanks for tuning in to us, the MNM Show.
MNM.
MNM.
Show.
Episode of the MNM Show. Welcome everyone.
That was you.
Oh, that was me.
You gotta turn your volume down.
My bad.
It's live
I was
up
like,
in
man,
here.
that's cool. We still hear the. We never hear the intro.
I
get it
know.
now.
I do like our
My
intro.
bad, my bad.
That was actually J Mill's voice on the intro saying,
It's
spread
like she's
one
here with
love.
us.
She's always here with us.
That's right.
Actually, welcome everyone who is tuning in. Thank you for tuning in again. I am Nikki MG, your host, and we are here with the one and only Molly Rulin. How's it going, Molly?
Living the dream.
Always. And I'm very excited to introduce to everyone, or reintroduce if you already know, this legendary DC rapper, Born I.
Yo, what's going on? How's everybody doing? DMV, stand up.
Yes.
DC, Maryland, Virginia, Silver Spring, everywhere. Ghana,
right.
stand up, all that.
Ghana. DC, Maryland, Virginia, Ghana.
Ghana,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Just bam.
Pull my mic forward. Oh,
Hey. Yes,
Better?
very excited.
no doubt.
Very excited to have Born I with us today. And for those of you who are wondering, where is Jay Mills? She is on our live feed, so you can chat with her throughout the show today. And she's always with us in spirit. Jay, we love you.
That's right. What's up, Jay?
Miss you, Jay. Was hoping to catch up with you. You were the one who coordinated my whole being here. So, well, I know you're here in spirit.
You know.
That's right.
But sometimes things happen where we have responsibilities. We need to take care of our family. And, family and health is number one. So mad respect for all the women and men that prioritize family and health,
Absolutely.
which Jay Mills definitely one of those folks. So,
So Born's got quite a lovely family. Who
I
love
do.
keeping up with.
Yeah, I do. I've got 4 little ones, 2 that are not so little and 2 that are very little. I'm actually coming from Richard Montgomery High School right now where my daughter attends, trying to just get some information on that international baccalaureate program, see
Oh
if she...
shit.
Yeah.
That's the real deal.
Yeah, life is moving fast.
They had the IB program in my high school.
Yeah.
I didn't get in.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's qualified to get in. She just doesn't know if she wants to do all that. She's already doing AP stuff and everything like that.
Yeah.
So So, I mean, I went to go just do some fact finding and see how deep it's going to be for her or not. Yeah.
I mean, it definitely helps them get into college. It's like adding an extra little zing to your
Yeah.
thing. But it can also kind of be bullshit, too. And it's also a little exclusionary because they're in
Yeah.
different classes and
Yeah,
they're
completely different.
than their schoolmates. And so no. I did, for the record, I only didn't get in because I applied a year too late. But
wait, what?
I just want to clarify.
What
It's
kind of
inter
classes?
baccalaureate program. So
Yeah.
I don't even know what
you graduate
that
with an
is.
IB diploma.
Okay.
And I don't even know what that really means. It's like a whole different curriculum. It's a whole different kind of a thing. You know what I mean?
Got it.
So yeah. I mean, it's just like different. You know, they're just like grooming little shits. You know what I mean? To be corporate shits. I don't know. It was very serious. You know what I mean? But it was definitely very exclusionary. Like even some of my friends that were in the IB program,
Yeah, I never even
they
heard
were
of
like,
it.
it's kind of fucking, you know. Right. But that was also like 20 years ago.
Yeah. So, I
So
mean...
I
Wow.
have no idea. Like, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I left the sort of fact finding thing feeling like it would be something that'd be cool for her to do, but not like a life or death necessity or whatever.
I think it helps get into colleges though. Like if that's the goal, then
no,
it's
I mean
definitely.
that's definitely we're trying to live that scholarship life hard right
Yeah.
now. So yeah,
Me too. Still,
Four of
still.
them, dude.
yeah, 4 of them. Yeah, so we're trying to
Save your
just
money.
save as much as possible.
This is why I
yeah.
feel like college education should be free.
Yeah,
I really
in general.
do. It's out of control. I'm like $60,000 in debt a long ass time after I
Yeah.
graduated,
Legit.
you know? And
Forbearance.
that shit is like not
Forbearance like a
going away.
motherfucker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean,
it's a problem. I mean, there's definitely I don't know. I was talking to a few people about this recently, younger people who are like battling and being in and out of college. And it's like, man, if you don't have like a specific, like real specific reason for being there, don't go, man. Save yourself 60 to 80 G's. You know what I mean?
More.
Or more.
Yeah,
like, it's, you know.
It's not, I don't think that it's, I mean, at the risk of my daughter even watching right now and just trying to like find loopholes in my operation, it's not really a compulsory thing, you know, in our house. I mean, I went to college, my wife went to college. We both met at AU. Shout out to American University.
Oh, look at that. See?
Go Eagles.
Maybe college isn't so bad after all.
My dad went to my
went to college.
My
for
dad
6 months. And I was like, fuck this shit.
My dad went to AU, you know what I mean? So
you a legacy.
A little bit, something like that. Yeah. But my mom didn't go. My mom was also a very successful person. You know, my parents both first generation Americans. No, my parents are both immigrants. I'm a first generation American, so you know they both came from Ghana and built a life here. So my mom's an example of being someone that's super successful without ever having gone to college, and my dad's also an example of someone who was successful who did. So really, it's just my main message to my kids and to pretty much anybody is if you're in line with what your purpose is, and like a good indicator of what your purpose is what brings you joy. Then you're pretty unstoppable. I think that's like your sort of armor and jetpack in the world is just being connected to what your real joy is. You know.
Can you repeat that about the joy part?
Well, if you follow your joy, you'll find your purpose.
Yes,
you know, joy equals purpose, and
Truth.
And you can't and there's really no one that can defeat you if you are operating in your joy. And, you know, and if you're moving in accordance with your purpose, you know, so really,
Truth.
you know, whatever my little ones feel like doing in life, you know, as long as it's bringing them joy, it's not causing harm to others, and they feel like they're living their purpose, you know, then who am I to tell them that they got to sit in the classroom for that?
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth? That's a beautiful thing. I feel like that was a good wisdom nugget for everyone watching.
Nuggets.
Another wisdom nugget.
Nikki loves her wisdom nuggets.
Yes.
It's a thing around here.
No doubt.
Wisdom nuggets.
Yo, I got extra value meals of those all day.
Oh, shit. I got
Fresh
nothing.
from the One Love Massive. You got One Love Massive.
Oh, well, yeah, but I don't have a catchy follow-up, you know what I'm saying? I should have been in there with a joke about french fries or something. I lost my window, man.
All right.
It's all good. I got you.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Molly, tell us, how have you been doing this week? What's new? What's good?
Oh, man. You guys like horror movies?
I love horror movies, actually.
I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. Nobody's died.
Good.
God.
But,
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
you know, yeah. Do we have cups? I like the arm that just showed up.
Yo, there's cups over there.
Yeah. Look, you already know where the cups are.
My man.
You're like telling me where the cups are.
Straight up, whoever, did you go out and get this?
Yes, I did.
Yo, I love you, man, because like it's fucking cold outside.
Can I get one of them?
Yo, for real. So
22 right now.
I salute right now, dude. Much love and appreciation.
That was amazing.
I'm not even drinking right now, but I'm drinking right
I
now.
see you opened it, and I see that there's been some libations.
There was a courier fee taken out
Oh,
prior.
good, please.
But I was like, take what you guys want
Ladies.
before you bring it up because,
Yeah.
you know.
Because, you know.
Shout out to our
We got
future
shit to
sponsors
do.
at Jameson.
Oh, yeah.
I know, dude. I've been shouting out Jameson for months.
Are
For
you-
like
are
a
you- are you
year.
having
I'm
it? Are
good.
you good? All right,
I
well,
should probably tell them, though. I should probably start sending them.
A bill.
We should start tagging them. We need to start tagging them and everything. That's why they don't know.
You're right.
Damn it. I
Hashtag
should know
Jameson.
this. This is my whole job.
For the amount of Jameson that is consumed in this place.
Dude.
And,
Like people think
Hashtag
people see
Jameson should be on
I think of
everything.
me. Like it's ridiculous.
I know I do. I
Your picture is
It's
beside
true.
Jameson
It's true
in the
though. People like
dictionary.
associate me
I-
with Jameson
I-
and Jameson with me.
Yeah,
like it's
yeah,
kind of a problem.
1,000%.
You know
so.
how many bottles of Jameson are given to me like in an average week? Like people show up for meetings with bottles of Jameson.
Yeah, well,
They're like, "Hey, I know you like Jameson." I'm like,
Well,
"Fuck, man, I'm never gonna."
I definitely requested
Sober
one
up.
when assuming that they'd be in the house. No, I just knew. Cheers.
Cheers.
Here. And,
Or as they say in Ireland,
cheers.
sláinte.
Okay, all that. Yep, all that. It's just so
We can do
cold
the Ghana
outside.
salute next.
The Ghana salute is Chale Meyua, enjoy your life.
Ooh, I like that.
That sounded like another wisdom nugget. Like a good one, too.
Nikki loves her nuggets.
Word,
sure
word,
do.
word. All good, all good. We'll pull up to the drive-thru in a little bit.
So, you didn't answer the question,
No,
though.
I didn't.
How's your week been?
You know, my week has been extremely challenging. I was a vessel of light for a few people who had a very difficult week last week. You know, it's always a struggle. It's always something going on. There's always something happening, you know.
True that.
Being a boss, being a leader, making the right decisions for everyone, including myself.
Yeah.
You know, all of these things really matter. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And they're not easy, especially, you know, when you're struggling with your own mental health and well-being and physical health and
Yeah.
seasons changing and all that
Yeah.
shit, you know what I mean? I think sometimes people forget that, like, we're all just, like, real fucking people, you know what I mean? And we're not always going to get it right.
Seasonal
Absolutely.
affective disorder is some real
It's
shit.
real.
Okay, I can't
Yeah.
talk yet. We're fixing something over here.
Okay. Right. Just drink and
But-
nod and smile. Like, you're like, yep.
But through a
good now?
difficult...
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, you're back, man.
Yeah.
You're
In full
back.
effect.
All right,
Yeah.
no doubt.
More wisdom nuggets coming. But through the weather changing, being a boss, having just difficult decisions to make, you said that you were the light for a couple of people. So
I was. I had 3 different friends go through a really difficult, like, psychotic break and 2 suicidal episodes last week. All different people, different
Wow.
days. And that's just
that
kind
is
of
tough.
You know, I mean, I'm happy to be there. Like, I'm able to play that role because I'm no stranger to any of that myself. But
Yeah.
but I mean, it is definitely like it's hard when you're already like struggling with your own shit. You know what I mean? It's just a lot. It's a lot to take on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But you know, I would much rather people reach out to me
Then,
and ask
yeah.
for that help than not. So like, I'm grateful that I'm able to be in that position. You know, I've buried a lot of friends to suicide over the years, and it's always very painful. And so I would much rather have somebody reach out to me in that state than find out later. you know?
Absolutely.
It's-
Absolutely.
Actually, at 4, I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
but
go ahead.
I don't know. I this is when I thought about what I wanted to say. Kind of in opening, arriving here, I wanted to bring this up because I think this kid's a fan of mine from Idaho, and obviously he's going to remain anonymous, but his message to me on Instagram was, "Hey man, I'm kind of going through a hard time right now with life. What is a quote that helped you to get through your hardest point in life? I'm looking for motivation to keep my life and not end it." And you know, I get a decent amount of notifications, so like I'm just happy I didn't like miss this one or whatever. And so I was wondering, like, what's a quote that, you know, but I thought about this quote from Albert Camus. In the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer. And that makes me happy, for it says that no matter how hard the world pushes against me, within me, there's something stronger, something better pushing right back. And so I sent that to him and was like, yo, you can do this, and sending you love and strength, but also that if you're struggling, I don't know that I'm not a trained professional, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So-
It's a tricky area. I'm like, is telling jokes bad now?
Right.
I don't know. Like, I
Yeah.
don't, I think sobriety is key, you know?
Yeah.
Don't encourage drug use or drink with them if someone's in that state.
Yeah,
That's for
exactly.
sure. Which is a lot, you know, often the go-to. Like, let's go get some drinks.
Yeah,
Let's
for
go,
sure.
you know,
sure.
drown our sorrows. You know what I
Disassociate,
mean? Like,
yeah.
let's disassociate. But, yeah, I mean, but, you know, at the same time, like, those experiences always just, like, make me grateful. You know, the sun is gonna get up every day with or without us, right? So,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get up with it. You know what I mean?
True
I'm
that.
trying to shine with that sun.
Totally agree.
And so, you know, it's a good reminder that, you know, don't take your shit too seriously, and there's always someone else struggling. And
Yeah, my friend Nate always says, don't make a permanent solution out of a temporary problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's a good one.
Another
Yeah.
wisdom nugget.
Damn, we need like a wisdom nugget like counter. Like
Hashtag
ding.
wisdom nugget.
Dude, we need a
MNM
graphic that
show.
oh my god, we need a wisdom nugget
Graphic.
graphic.
I know. Oh my
That
god.
like pops up when Nikki says something. When Nikki says that, I'm like, ding, wisdom nugget.
It's coming.
It won't be like an owl
have
pellet.
you always had this?
No, I just got this the other
Yeah.
day.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Not that I'm like well versed in your arm, but I just feel like I've not.
No, well done.
Yeah.
So I hang out with people all the time. They'll be like, "When'd you get those tattoos?"
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
4 years ago, dude. Like, what do you
Okay,
think?
but this
one's brand new.
That's
yeah.
nice. Where'd you get that?
In Mexico, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what's popping.
Yeah, man.
doubt.
Yeah, it has a little story behind, a little
Ooh.
meaning, you know. Rest
You
in
want
peace.
to share? Oh, do you want to share or
Sure.
no?
Well, I'll give you the cliff notes because I talked about it last week. But I went to this village in Mexico where my aunt used to go paint.
Okay.
And she was kind of the only one in my family who ever gave a shit about me. You
No
know?
doubt.
So we were super close. And so
No doubt.
my best friend's family hit me up and they're like, "We're going to Mexico for Thanksgiving. You should
Word.
come." And I was like, "Where are you going?" And they're like, "San Miguel de Allende."
Wow.
Which I
That's
haven't
where all those
heard
cool
in, like,
pictures were coming from.
All those amazing.
Yeah,
Dude, you should have
yeah,
seen
yeah.
the house we stayed in.
Yeah, that's
It was
crazy.
ridiculous.
What?
And it was crazy cheap. So
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
So I wanted to get some artwork that I could bring home that was like,
No doubt.
reminiscent of my aunt and
Hell
like
yeah.
her journey there. And
That's awesome.
yeah, it's super cool, man. I like it.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I'd pour some liquor out, but we'll do it when we leave. Yeah.
Maybe out front.
Out front.
Aunt Peg.
Well, I wanted to take this opportunity and talk about how I'm doing this week.
Yeah,
Yes,
please. I was going to
doing.
ask.
Because I'm usually facilitating. I actually don't like to talk about myself too much. But today I want to talk about some things that have been boiling my blood a little
shit.
bit.
I hope it's DC Council.
It is the DC Council. How did you know, Molly?
Guys, I want to talk to you about something actually after the show. I have an idea.
Dope. I'm always down to talk about DC Council stuff. Well, you guys were talking about, mental issues and people struggling and like losing hope and stuff. And I certainly have been there too in my lifetime, and dealt with and overcome drug and alcohol abuse and self-hate and all these other things. And what helped me channel what was really like frustrating was starting to talk to other people and organize workers that had similar experiences that I did. And that's kind of how I started and became an organizer with the Restaurant Opportunity Center. Shout out to Rock DC. And, just surveying people, and what I found was that a lot of people in the District of Columbia are struggling from real stress, from just like working conditions, having to work 3 jobs to make ends meet, a lack of access to health care or mental health care, the lack of wages to pay for those additional bills if you do go to the emergency room or actually get help, or Lord knows if you want, a therapist or anything. And so I found a way to channel my anger and also heal and help other people heal and find their power through organizing and advocacy. And so I've been on a break for the past year, but I'm always up in it. And so this is what's boiling my blood as of late. So today I was on Facebook, as we all are all the time, and I saw a post by my dear friend Aja Taylor from Bread for the City. Shout out to Bread for the City, doing great work for
Shout out to Bread for the City.
Yes, Bread for the City, doing amazing work here. Look them up, breadforthecity.org. And my friend Aja, she works on affordable housing and food security for people. And so she's always watching the House and Neighborhood Revitalization Committee in the DC Council to know what bills and proposals are going through, so that people who are directly affected can be a part of the process, call in, go to meetings, make their voices heard. Because a lot of the time what happens is people with a specific or special interest, like they go down and they're not talking to everyone that's affected by it. They're just going down and saying, hey, this is what we want. What can y'all do? And so Tom Sherwood, local legendary journalist and reporter here, very reputable, very reliable, had tweeted, and Aja reposted his tweet. And can we actually get a picture of that tweet up here? Basically, what is happening is that a group of new folks who have moved to the city in the Chinatown Convention Center area have...
To paraphrase, people who moved next to a convention center.
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
Decided that the neighborhood is too noisy with bucket drummers and shouters and the youth. I'm not kidding you. And are asking for reasonable noise restrictions for like the center of the city. I'm talking.
I mean, we can curse on this show.
Yes, we can curse on this show.
Yo, get the fuck out of here.
Fuck. Yeah, absolutely. We should be cursing.
Right.
Yo, get the fuck out of here.
What's the coolest and dopest part of being in Chinatown is like hearing the music and
that whole fucking
room.
Whole room full of white people.
Yo.
Yes.
Whole room.
And so it's like, number one, why would you move to the hustle and bustling part of town? Like, you wouldn't move to downtown New York and be like, yo, it's people need to shut up here.
I mean, some of those people would. I mean, there's just miserable motherfuckers on the planet who are super entitled. So I was on that home, whatever, like, listserv. It's like Home Neighbors, or I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a neighborhood listserv. I lasted like 2 weeks, and these people actually were petitioning against a run for cancer that was at RFK every year, because in the permit it was like for amplified like music or whatever at like 6 a.m. and then at whatever. And it was literally just to be able to be like, on your mark, get set, go.
Oh my God.
And all these people petitioned to have the run like postponed, and it's like people running for people who are dying with cancer. And I was just like, dude, you move next to RFK, like turn on a fan, bitch, like open a window, like turn the television on, you know, like move next to RFK, and you're complaining about people making a noise. And then I got all up in there and pissed everybody off, and then they finally did some research and they showed that it was actually like not music and it was not correct, and they just like went off of, and like they still didn't really back down or apologize. And it's just like, dude, the reality is our city is filled with those fucking people right now.
It really is. And they come in droves because of the new administration. And so these people, in addition to probably being on a local listserv, are actually trying to get a law passed, like in the DC Ledger as law. Crazy. You know, and so I emailed the members of the House and Revitalization Committee, and it was pretty scathing. I was like, I will lose all respect for you if y'all pass this. This is covert racism, and it's taking out the culture and liveliness of the city. Like, don't pass this. This is ridiculous. And 2 of the council members responded back within 30 minutes. And this is why it's important for local people to actually participate in democracy, even though it's rigged. And I'm going to get to that in a second, because there's another hearing to reform some shit this week. So email your council members on the House and Revitalization Committee. Their emails are up on the graphic there earlier. But this is at-large council member Anita Bonds. This is Ward 8 council member Trayon White. This is at-large candidate Robert White. At-large council member Alyssa Silverman. And Ward 2, Ward 1 representative Brianne Nadeau. Brianne Nadeau and Robert White responded back and were very grateful for my email. And
that's reassuring.
It matters, you know, that people's voices are heard to counter that. So the other thing, I know a lot of people are feeling like kind of fuck this system, fuck this government, because you know, corporations are able to, and you know, rich people are able to donate all these dollars to get people elected, and then they're accountable to them and not to the actual voters. So a lot of people are feeling, you know, kind of disenfranchised about that. But here in DC, in the land of activism and people doing shit, there's a really important bill that could pass, which would reform local DC elections. And you can go to dcfairelections.org and see what they're about. They're basically trying to limit campaign contributions and level the playing field for regular people, so that people like Jeremiah Lowry, who are on this show, have a chance to contend. By the way, he's raised $21,000 Sanders. And he is the major contender against Anita Bonds. I'm so happy and excited for him.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's been grinding a long time, and this bill would just make it so much fairer and easier for regular folks from D.C., from affected neighborhoods to run for office. So there's a hearing actually tomorrow, Wednesday, at 1350 Pennsylvania Avenue. That's the Wilson Building. That's where the D.C. government operates. If you live in D.C., you should know where that is. And it's in room 500, the big chamber. Go down there.
What time?
It's at, I think it's at noon. Double check on the DC fairelections.org website. Go there for the details. But this is important. This could like really change local politics in DC. And then lastly, and I will end my rant, and then we're going to talk about Born Eye, because he's really the star of this show. And this man has a lot more wisdom nuggets, I can feel it, to share with us.
They're in the deep fryer right now.
Coming out of a cold freeze.
But the last thing I wanted to share is that, and we talked about it a little bit on the last show, but Moms Rising is organizing another rally about net neutrality. And what the hell is that? You know, it's basically the freedom to share information and your freedom of speech on the internet. Yeah. And our glorious racist Cheeto president wants to limit that and put restrictions on it for people. And so the people are fighting back. And there's a rally on Thursday from 9 to 11 a.m. at the FCC headquarters. That's at 445 12th Street Southwest.
Oh, shit.
And look for Karen wearing the Moms Rising t-shirt. They'll tell you what's going on, get you the information, and you can lead some glorious chants so that the FCC knows working people don't want this.
What day and time is that?
That net neutrality rally with Moms Rising is this Thursday, December 14th, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Because isn't that when the hearing is taking place?
No, that's Thursday. Then the hearing is Wednesday. So there's something going on Wednesday and then something going on Thursday. It's a big week in Washington, D.C.
Man.
And, check it out. Go to momsrising.org. You'll see it on there, net neutrality, and can get more information. Actually, go to action.momsrising.org, and that's where you'll see this direct information. But just shout out to the DC Fair Elections Coalition, Moms Rising, and Bread for the City, who are organizing and making opportunities for regular people's voices to be heard against the injustices that are happening and that boil my blood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Nikki. I'm glad.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Nikki.
Yeah, no, it's important for us to know about these things and know what to do and where to start.
Yeah, my daughter, who is a young teenager, already has participated in classroom walkouts to protest political injustice, and came home today and was talking about doing all of the things that a minor can possibly do to protest against the repeal of net neutrality and stuff like that. So I was just like, so I was kind of blown away by my own child. Like, all right. Well,
I mean, of course,
it's
she's
important to
awesome,
them.
like rock star, badass.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Sundara. Shout out to my firstborn. We had you young, but you've proven yourself in the world. So
that's so inspiring.
Pretty awesome. Yeah.
That's so inspiring, because when I was in high school, I wasn't doing any walkouts or protests.
She definitely has been doing walkouts and finding like ways in which like her voice can be heard. And
is she leading any of those walkouts? That would be super awesome.
she's definitely a part of like the people who are on the forefront of it. And then I know that there's some, you can text resist to some kind of number or whatever, and then they'll help you like with a template for a letter that says you're against like, you know, the corporate meddling in net neutrality and all that type of stuff.
Yes.
So, yeah, she's cool. For that to be my firstborn leading the setting the example for the other ones is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Be so proud.
I mean, that's the only thing that's gonna save his fucking planet, you know, straight up.
That's why I work with young people. I mean, not to say that we're a lost cause or anything like that, but like, you know, young people are the future.
Yeah,
ultimately.
and they're so much cooler.
Yeah, they definitely are. Yep.
They're so much cooler. So you work with a lot of families and kids too. Let's talk about that a little bit, because I think, you know, for people who aren't as familiar with Born Eye, which I can't imagine is possible because you've been rapping all over this town for a long ass time
now.
But Born is also, you know, a dad, now that that's on the table. And then also, not that you hide that, you constantly post pictures of your family, which is so awesome. It's such a nice, refreshing post, you know, feed on my timeline is Born, because it's always like meditation and positive shit and shit about his kids or him like succeeding in music, you know. and I really respect like that break from the norm. But he's also a mindfulness coach and a family meditation teacher, and then you also work with like high school kids and at-risk kids, and you also work with like little kids. To tell like, I don't want to steal your thunder here, but like,
no, not at all. I mean, I came into all of this happened just through a series of benevolent accidents. My mother was a Buddhist practitioner when I was growing up. I'm an only child, and so
that explains it.
And well, I'm an only child for reasons that weren't, you know, completely my parents' own. Like, for whatever reason, I'm the only child that my parents could have. So my mom comes from a very big Ghanaian family. My dad comes from a relatively big Ghanaian family too, but my mom comes from a traditionally big Ghanaian family. With my grandfather had 5 wives and 29 children.
Holy shit, like Bob Marley.
And so
you want to do a fertility dance.
So you can imagine.
Don't look at me, man.
So I guess it skipped a generation, because I've definitely got all the juice, but for whatever, but my mom could just have me, but she came from this very big family, and so she was expecting to have a big family also. And I think also being like a foreigner in this strange land, and I don't know, just a bunch of different things. She turned to different types of spirituality to help her cope with all that, and yoga and meditation and Buddhism were things that were helpful to her. So and she and I have always been extremely close, like best friends. So she would take me pretty much everywhere. I look back on it now, it's like, well, probably, maybe, I don't know if it's just like, if it was like childcare issues or whatever, but we really got along really well. So I just would go on all these different little adventures with my mom. And so I'd go with her to the yoga studio and just kind of play it in the corner, and, you know, and then we'd go to like the Nichiren temple where they chant Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, and that, I mean, watching, just going as a kid, going to like this Japanese temple and seeing the monks and seeing all the incense and stuff like that, and then those type of images, they stay with you, you know. And then you're a kid also, so you're watching Ninja Turtles, and you're watching you know, I'm legit dating myself, but when we had the dial and you only had like
20 channels.
Yeah, you had channel technically 20, but you really had channel 4, channel 5, channel 7, channel 9. Then like you had
11,
channel
or like 20,
11. Then you had 20, and then you had 50. And 50 on Saturdays would be Black Belt Theater, and it'd just be all these crazy Shaw Brothers and Bruce Lee shit. And so, you know, and then you had the Ninja Turtles explosion or whatever. So, I don't know. All those different things were encouraging all kinds of like meditative disciplines and coolness, and then on top of that, plus my mother. So anyway, I've always been engaged in that way of thinking and that way of life since I was a child, and I also went through my own bouts of young depression and just dark patches in my youth or whatever, feeling like you know you don't belong anywhere, and that there's that you're a square peg in a world of round holes or something like that, and coming to the irrational idea that maybe the world would be better off without you, and all of those types of things. So I really connect vividly to the the times in my youth that were beautiful and that were also very, very difficult. And so I remember what it's like to be a kid pretty easily, I feel like. And I have a lot of fun being able to reconnect with that, working with young people.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so if a lot of times, there was this campaign that was directed towards the LGBT community. And the catchline was "It gets better," and I think that it's just true for any.
That's awesome.
For any hardship, in general that people are facing. Like I like to be able to use myself as an example. Like, when I was 17, like I was in my room, like contemplating, like, with this steak knife, contemplating like cutting my own wrist or whatever. And that's when I was 17. Like this year, like I'm like number 4 on Apple Music, and got a song with Bass Nectar or whatever, and just getting through that. Thanks.
Crushing it. Yeah.
Just getting through that one dark night,
Right.
like just saying, like just holding on a little bit, can really mean a lot, So that's what I really want to encourage people to do is like to hold on. To let those dark nights happen, to experience them, and to go through them, and just allow them to pass, because everything passes, and that's one of the things that that mindfulness can teach us. When we look at the breath, when we take a moment to just connect with our breathing, we take a moment to just open our ears and connect with the sounds around us. We take a moment to just connect with our physical sensations. We become intimately aware that everything is just coming and going. Sounds come and go, thoughts come and go, sensations come and go, the breath comes and goes, the good times come and go, the bad times come and go, and we also come and go. We're just, we're always in this perpetual wave motion of life. So don't get hung up on one wave as if it's like the defining wave of your life. It's just that one wave that hits the shore, recedes back, and there's another one to follow. So
yep, so I'm gonna get up every morning with or without you, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Just another wave, yeah. And I think that kind of what we're missing is like collective consciousness. And like when you take yourself out of the game, like you don't just take yourself out of the game. Like you take like a section of like everyone you knew. Like you take a section of their foundation that will never come back. And like as a society, like all of our foundations have giant fucking holes drilled in them. For so many different reasons, and especially depending on what color skin you're in or what gender skin you're in, it's different for everybody, but there's no shortage of holes in our foundations. And it's like,
sure,
when you check out, like you make it easier for other people to give up too. And like we have to start realizing that we're like all one, very different experiences, and privileges, absolutely, but like collectively, like we're one.
Can I share this this quote that from Erwin Schrödinger?
Yes, please.
This life of yours which you are living is not merely a piece of this entire existence, but in a certain sense the whole. Only this whole is not so constituted that it can be surveyed in one single glance. This, as we know, is what the Brahmins express in that sacred, mystic formula, which is yet really so simple and so clear. Tat Vam Asi. This is you. Or, again, in such words, I am the East and the West. I am above and below. I am this entire world. Erwin Schrödinger.
Wow.
You could totally be like a God voiceover narrator.
What are you doing down there? Well, Born also does voiceovers and is the voice of some cartoons and stuff.
Are you fucking serious?
No, he's no shortage of amazing shit
That
this
is
guy
like
does.
one of my dreams, to actually like be a cartoon
It's really
character
cool
voice.
too.
I
You
have
can
to
pull
get
it up on your phone. It'd be so
So-
good.
Yeah, well,
I have-
shout out to the Ollie and Moon show. I really hope we get picked up for season 2. Season 1 has been amazing. I play Stanley the Snail on the Ollie and Moon show. We went
so
from
good.
the Sprout Network to Universal Studios.
Sprout Network.
Yeah, Universal Studios is taking over Sprout, so it's now on Universal Kids. You can go to you can just look up Ollie and Moon in your what is that?
YouTube
your
browser?
Your YouTube browser, or when you on your on demand, and look up Ollie and Moon. It's like these two cats, and they go around the world trying to solve problems, and I'm their like sidekick. I play Stanley the Snail, their little counterpart.
How do you keep up with them?
So cool.
Oh, that's right. That's the gag. It's that they move so fast that like I'm usually in the beginning and like middle and end of the. But then when they go pew, then I'm just like, oh, I can't catch you. And so then I go off and kind of do my own thing, and then we all like reconnect. Yeah, because I'm a snail. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. At least there's like believability in the script, you know.
Yeah. But I'm really big into cartoons. Like cartoons are a huge part of like of just my life. Like me and my son bonded and connected off of cartoons. My cousin Ian Jones Quarte from Columbia, Maryland, is the showrunner, the creator of the new cartoon OKKO, which just came out on the Cartoon Network. So we get to see my last name pop up, or my kids' last names pop up every time we see that little show or whatever.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then me doing the voiceover stuff for Ollie and Moon is cool too.
How did you get started with doing voiceovers?
I don't know how to find it.
How can a girl like me?
How can a girl like you
get into the voiceover game?
Ollie and Moon Snail. You know what? The Ollie and Moon show, and then Ollie and Moon the sneak peek. Yeah, I think that sneak peek trailer is like a Stanley centric. Oh yeah, is that first one up there is like it. Yeah. So
okay.
if you Ollie OLLIE and Moon, just Moon.
And don't you rap in this as the snail?
I rap a little
is
bit.
That you?
Oh, yeah, that's me right there.
There you are.
I'm just so excited about my birthday, and when I get excited,
I get slippery.
Oh my god, this is so awesome. This is a real dope, legit cartoon, y'all.
Yeah.
Hi, Ollie. Ready to go buy Stanley's birthday present and make him
So
the
cute.
happiest snail ever? Yeah, about that. I just can't wait to get him that rare and delicate snow globe collection.
Oops.
Sorry.
There you are.
That's
Well,
so awesome.
I have to give a shout out to my friend Carrie Pompeo, who was working at Beat Street NYC Studios at the time, and she was.
Yeah, no, that's me. I did it.
And
Fire me.
and she said, well, Born, I think you're a vocal talent. I'm gonna send you this audition, and let's just see. So it was like she sent me this thing, and it was just. You just say like these 3 words or like these 3 phrases, like, coming soon, da da da. And then she was like, okay, well, now there's a second audition, and these were more like involved phrases or whatever. And then it turned out then at the 3rd level, it was like, okay, well, the client is Facebook, and we've been auditioning you for like a new tutorial for a thing that Facebook is rolling out. Like you made it this far, like you beat out like thousands of candidates or whatever. So I actually didn't get that gig, and but making it to like that 3rd round of
lots of people heard you.
Yeah. At least the studio kind of was like, well, we'll hold this guy in the Rolodex as a vocal talent, and then this new show came on. Ollie and Moon came up with Diane Credenzer, who is the showrunner of this show, and my friend Carrie was like, well, they want to cast this snail, and they're feeling like the snail should be like this nerdy white voice, but I really feel like it should be this more kind of like alive, robust black voice. So I'm just gonna go rogue, and here's the script. Just read this shit and send it, and I'll like work it from there. And so I did, and so I got really lucky. I had somebody that was like kind of on the inside,
right,
and then like pushing for me or whatever, and I got lucky enough to get the part. Like once they heard me read for it, and the world of voiceover is kind of kind of once you so then because I'm like represented by an agency now, like it grew, and I got a cartoon, and I did like a Verizon commercial and some other stuff.
Oh shit! Okay, name dropping.
But the world of voiceover is like it's like funny racist. Cause they definitely want like African American voice, like when they're doing McDonald's for white people versus when they're doing McDonald's for black people.
Yes.
Timmy?
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about, Born.
Yes.
You want that McCafe on your rainy day when you're listening to your grooves. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit.
No.
Like
Can I
rockers
get a
and
McPick
rockets
too?
tuning in.
And so like I don't know, it got more interesting as it went along, but the cartoon aspect of it is so cool and so awesome, and I really hope we get picked up for season 2.
I suspect the voiceover group is pretty small too, right? Like, is it like lots of people?
No, I actually think I think it's a relatively small community.
I feel like it's probably just super incestuous in a sense.
Yeah, it's really weird though, because like you audition for a lot of stuff, and then like you don't get a lot of stuff, and then you'll hear on the radio the thing that you auditioned for. So many Checkers commercials, so many McDonald's commercials that I haven't gotten, and then I'll hear like, oh my god, how did that dude get it? And I didn't.
And he's like,
yeah,
I love hamburgers.
Well, there's like, okay, we're gonna do this. I don't even know if I'm
I
like.
can say that.
I don't know if I'm. At the risk of like revealing trade secrets, I'm just gonna pause. Let's talk about some music.
I'm with that. I'm with that.
Yes, actually, I've been dying to ask you 2 specific questions. Really, really important specific questions.
Shit.
Oh, no doubt.
One, how many pairs of sneakers do you own?
That's a legit ass question.
Because I was
like
watching your videos and I was like, this is a shoe man right here.
Oh, he's about the shoes. Heyday. How many pairs of shoes is Heyday alone?
Yo, straight. Oh, well, I have not had to buy shoes since
2018.
Since 2010. So for the past 8 years, Heyday Footwear has been supplying me with kicks. It's so funny because I got a text from Darren at Heyday just now because I sent him a Happy Hanukkah message because today's the first day of Hanukkah. So Hanukkah. I can't remember what like the Hebrew shout out is for that. But anyway, Happy Hanukkah to all my Jewish brothers and sisters. Today's the first day of the Festival of Lights. So shout out to all of my Jewish brothers and sisters across the world, and including Darren Hager, the CEO of Heyday Footwear. How many pairs of shoes do I have? I have a lot.
How do you organize them?
When we moved to our new house, I gave a lot of kicks away to Salvation Army. It's because we didn't want to go into the new place with we just wanted to kind of keep it minimal. It didn't work because I still have a bunch of shoes. Every time I travel, there's an entire suitcase dedicated to shoes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so there's a shoe.
You have to pay for your shoes.
I definitely pay for the shoes to travel with me. Yeah, because I never know what I'm gonna decide to wear. And then like at a show, I'll change shoes maybe like 3 or 4 times. Shoes and jackets. That'll be like the show I just did in Baltimore. I was a 30-minute show, so I changed jackets every 3 songs or whatever. So
would you just disappear behind like
I'll
a
just
speaker?
disappear and I'll come back with a new jacket or whatever. But like shoes, if I have like an hour set, I'm definitely gonna change shoes like a couple times during the set. So if I'm traveling, I travel with the shoes. So I have a lot. I have not counted how many because I think it would be absurd, but it's a lot of
like
kicks.
Imelda Marcos status.
Yeah.
I had this feeling.
But shout out to Heyday Footwear for keeping me in shoes. Cause like big up to sponsors in general for an artist like
Pure
me.
Hemp.
Yo, big up to sponsors who believe in their artists and who don't just get into it like because this artist is popping, so I'm gonna do it. But like they get into it because they believe in the artist. Like Industry Made clothing, like I don't think I think Industry Made is like retired now. But Mike and Cody from Industry Made, big shout out to you guys. I've said it to you directly, but like there was a time in my career where getting sponsored by y'all just gave me clothes to wear, period. You know what I mean? Just being broke. And same thing with Heyday. And then yeah, and shout out to Rage Nation Apparel, who's sponsoring me right now on the gear tip. And yeah, sponsors are really dope. It's when you're not doing like $1 million in sales, but they're like, we just align together well. And yeah. And shout out to One Love Massive on that label too.
Jameson.
Shout out to Jameson.
One more time
Hey,
for
now.
that future sponsorship. That One Love
That's right.
Massive.
Look at that big ass bottle smiling back at you. Show some love.
Well, my other question that I've been dying to ask, and let me give you a little context first. I'm a stylist myself,
Oh,
but
no doubt. I can. That makes sense. Yeah.
Right.
but I style mostly women or femmes. And there's 3.
Yo, flip your pendant around.
Oh, thank you. There are really only like 3 men Tiger Swan icons, and that's Andre 3000, Prince, and Joel Santana. And I just think they're so fly and amazing and in their own very unique ways, and they inspire me. But I've been like staring at your chain set all night. I'm like, that's the flyest like chain combo I have ever seen. So you have to tell me about
What's
the
going on
chains
here.
and also all your beads here.
Sure,
I
sure.
love it.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, first of all, your accessory game is ridiculous. I feel like you guys are like an amalgamation of all my aesthetics, like with Molly with all black everything.
Yes, yes.
And then like, so tell me, say this again, this tiger thing or whatever, because
Tiger Swan Timeless Boutique. You can follow me on Instagram
Okay.
at Tiger Swan Style.
yo, because I don't know if you've seen my logo. My logo, this is my logo right here. My logo is a tiger.
That's super dope.
You know what I'm saying? So like
We need to do
that's
a
a pretty-
photo
that's a
shoot.
pretty
We need
lit
to
logo
do.
there, boss.
no doubt. Shout out to Label 43 for this right here, for this like
It's super
yeah.
trippy too.
Yeah.
It's like when you
It's
see
gonna be
this.
a bitch to print, but
Yeah, definitely. But when you see it live, like
Ooh.
whoa, you know what I mean? And on you.
it's thick. It looks
Yeah.
like
It'd be dope if it could be like a hologram.
Yeah. Oh my God,
Yeah.
for sure. So I mean, I like to. A part of my artistic philosophy is about bringing worlds together, that may not intuitively go together. So the idea of like materialism and spirituality, I am involved in both of those worlds in a way that I don't really want to let go of either one of those worlds. So I'm always in the process of trying to make those worlds work together. So in how I accessorize myself, I'm trying to make beauty meaningful, So this actually right here is a gift that my kids got me for, did they give me this for my birthday? I think my wife is on right now. Babe, if you're on right now, did the kids get this for me for my birthday but I think they did. It's the Tibetan mantra Om Mani Padme Hum, which means homage to the jewel in the lotus, which is like the formula for existence. It basically is talking about form and emptiness as like a singular entity. This is the Buddhist goddess Kuan Yin. I perform with this a lot, so I've knocked the stones out of it, so don't judge me. But
It's still bling bling. From
it's
here,
still
yo.
blinging, so squad. But I picked this up at this beautiful store. It's called City Buddha in Cleveland, and it's the Buddhist goddess of compassion. And this is just a big ass gold chain.
Standard gold chain.
Standard
Every hip hop
gold
artist
chain.
needs one.
This is a rose gold mala that actually belongs to my wife, but it's a gift from my mother-in-law to my wife, but I've pilfered it from time to time. And
at least you're honest about it.
yeah. But rose gold is one of those rose quartz is one of those beautiful crystals that bring us closer to the concept of love. And this was a gift from my friend Magdalena. We just had we met at American University as well. This is a Bodhi seed mala, or a set of prayer beads that is gilded in gold leaf. Bodhi seed comes from the tree that the Bodhi tree that the Buddha attained enlightenment under, and then gold leaf is like this very like big honorific in like Southeast Asian countries or whatever. So my homegirl, my sister, was gonna cut this piece and bust it down into like bracelets, etc., because she's a jewelry designer. And so I saw this while I was at her place in Thanksgiving, and I was like, yo, this is like the most amazing thing I've seen in a long time. And at the last minute when I was leaving, she gave it to me as a gift. Yeah, so this is one of like the nicest things that I've had. So I have a bracelet company called 9 Bracelets with me and my friend Francisco.
You just do everything.
I do. That company's been I started touring and stuff like that. So
I was gonna say it's been kind of quiet on that front lately. Are you slacking, Born?
I have been
Come on, Born, get your shit together.
Yeah,
man. Come on, man. The world needs more bracelets.
Sure. So I'm not really gonna shout these bracelets out too hard. These are just my This is like my standard accoutrements. Like these are just the randos from the bando. Don't think too much about them. But 9 Bracelets Collection 2. Collection 1 blew up, sold out. Thanks to everybody who copped. Collection 2 will come in 2018, 1,000%. I promise y'all.
Dope.
I'm gonna hold you to it, Born.
Yeah, for sure.
We're actually going to take a little break. We're going to
Let's do
show your video,
snap,
Supreme
no doubt.
Mathematics, so people can get a little bit more sense of your style
No
and
doubt.
that integration of
sure.
materialism and spirituality, and talk about some higher level shit. And then we're going to come back and talk about that shit. How's
No
that
doubt.
sound?
That sounds great to me.
All right.
Bam.
AV Club, roll the video.
If I die, better live again. Red and black, 4-5, that's him again. 4 + 5, that's 9, that's born, that's G-O-D. Body raps, that's him again. Why do I need to explain to you lames? I don't play by your rules. I invented my game, and my brain is a pool. I reflected the pain. Call me Michael, cause I resurrected the fame. And I did it by being the realest. My claim to the crown doesn't need your acceptance. You need to respect it. Or here come the weapons, or here come the weapons, or here come the wow. I'll tell you how they all think. Is he a Buddhist, a gangster, or king? Is he DC, is he New York, Miami, or is there a place that he even can claim? Is he a hustler, a pimp, or a god? Is he a teacher, a scholar, a fraud? Maybe I'm king of all kings, and by doing my thing, I am telling you, reach for the stars. Look, all white, Lamborghini, Black Sinatra, those cameras see me. This is supreme mathematics. It says a whole lot if you can't understand it, cause when I die, I'ma live again. All black, 4-5, that's him again. BORNINFINITE. I'ma live again. When I die, I'ma live again. All black, 4-5, that's him again. BORNINFINITE. I'ma live again. Black Robin Hood from the rich. I don't rob from the rich. I just mob like this shit is my job. But I give to the poor like the ship to the shore. If you knew how it felt, you would give it up more. Industry people discuss me. They say that they love me. They say that they want me. But if there's no budget, they say they can't touch me. Why? Roll the dice on me and touch the sky. Fuck the pride. Zip it and seal it up. Split it back open. I really don't give a fuck. This is what happens to bitches and bastards who wanna be bosses but not even captains. The fact of the matter, I'm battling actors who can't even stand in my shadow. My path is the vision of Gandhi and Sam Giancana. Ran with the llamas and swam with piranhas. Studied the Bible. Fuck who I so why do my sins are just bolts from the sky to ignite you. What do I have to prove? Never considered my path would lose. I am the sun, I am the storm. They call me infinite when I was born. This is like Costa Nostra, our thing. I don't need the court to tell me I'm king. What? When I die, I'ma live again. All black, 4-5, that's him again. When I die, I'ma live again. All black, 4-5, that's him again. BORNINFINITE. I'ma live again. When I die, I'ma live again. All black, 4-5, that's him again. When I die, I'ma live again. All black, 4-5, that's him again. RNINFINITE. When I die, I'ma live again. Stand up. Let's get it. Let's get it. I'm I'm just spitting back, I'm just sitting back. Rockstar life, nigga, I'm just living that. I was so broke, now I love what I'm giving back. G&D veteran, no one is better than they on the track, but ain't no one ahead of him. Rolling with angels from Michael to Cherubim, white Lamborghini, I know you're aware of it. G&D is where the team should be, cause these are boss fars, Louis V can see. No acquisitions, these are only mergers, so passionate. These are more than words that my crown said. That I'm downstairs in the basement making what astounds heads. They don't really know what a crown is, they don't understand what underground is. Born eye on the black Sinatra, I confess to priests and into acromobs. They talk shit, but they not connected. No man can kill, but God resurrected. Guns and doves, we well protected. These fishes eating seashells for breakfast. I'm awkward, though I'm seen flashing. They popular, but this king landing.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned in with us and watching that super ill video, Supreme Mathematics by Born Eye.
No doubt.
So good to have you here tonight.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be here.
This has been so enlightening.
Well, it's been beautiful. I really appreciate, being a part of the continuation of culture. That's what this place represents to me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we just watched the Supreme Mathematics video.
Word.
And okay, so there's lots of things I could ask, but the one thing that's like biggest on my mind is, where did you find the girl in the video? Okay, so real talk, she is kind of like to me, kind of like Kim Kardashian beauty lookalike.
Yeah.
And like I always see women like that in videos, but I never see them in real life. So I'm like, where did you find her?
Los Angeles.
Dude. In Miami.
Or Miami.
Okay.
Well, my manager at the time, my brother Omar, like we went down to Miami to shoot this video. We were working with John Monopoly from Good Music and a few different people. Like we were doing some really cool shit, like creating this like really cool major label kind of approach, but doing it like as an independent. Like we had a little bit of paper or whatever. So we spent a lot of money on that Supreme video, and
it's a dope video. It's
I love the fact
highly produced. Yeah,
I love the fact that like that video is like a couple years old, like it's a year and a half old or whatever, but it's still most people's reference point, and it doesn't matter. Like when I drop a new video and it'll be on that caliber or whatever. Like Supreme will still always be a reference point. Blue will still always be a reference point.
That was the first one I said because Nikki was like, name a couple songs, and I was like, Blue. I said Moving On.
Yeah.
I said Supreme Mathematics is like the biggest one. But Blue and Moving On are my two favorites.
That's crazy you mentioned Moving On because my boy Way from Titanium just sent me that's wild. Y'all mentioned Moving On. My boy Way just sent me a new verse for a new record that we have called Gotti. He just sent me that shit today.
What?
So yeah, that and like we've been waiting on that because I'm dropping. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna plug this now.
Yeah, do it.
I'm dropping a new hip hop EP at the start of this year. We're gonna call it Born King, and it'll just be like a 5-track EP of just like some real hard shit. And like the whole hold up for the whole EP was my boy Way. But like I was like, if we get the homie on the record, it'll make it that much more important because like. It's about like the concept of like being a part of your own self-generated mafia. Like everybody's got their own conglomerates, and we're all like putting our conglomerates together. It's like me and 5 other rappers. It's me, Rico Act, Way from Titanium, Joey Black or Blackstone, and Locks Chatterbox, and who else? Is that it? Yeah, I think that's the squad on there. So it's like a big squad of rappers, like a lot of us like EDM hip hop rappers right now, and we're all on this record, and it'll be so it's Cat's Out of the Bag. hip hop EP is coming.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Please let us like hype that and do a sneak peek or listening
oh my god,
party.
the tracks on that shit.
We
is
could do an
fucking
online listening. I was thinking about this. We could do a Facebook Live listening party.
straight up. Yo, shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Shout out to my homie Travis, my boy Nee.
Hey.
My boy Aaron Williams is watching. Boom boom. Yeah, so
2018.
Actually, tell people for folks that this is their first time getting to know you, where can they find your music? Where can they keep an eye out for Born King?
no doubt. Okay, so oh damn, that's like this. You're like the third person who's like said the title. It's just to hear the title said by someone else is like an experience.
It's a reality.
Yeah, I know.
It's manifestation.
I know, right? But so
Speaking
thank
is
you,
being,
yo,
yeah.
for sure. You said like speak what you. I don't know. There's this really dope quote. Like speak what you believe until you speak what you something until you see what you said. Speak what you believe until you see what you said. Yeah, yeah. So
Another wisdom nugget.
trying. We're doing our best.
We need a tally, dude. We're up to like 6 right
I
now.
know we do need a little tally at the bottom, but tell people where they can find your music.
You can find me on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/BornEyeMusic. Find me on Instagram. Just look up Born Eye Music. Pretty much, Alvin Risk was like the first person to say that. Alvin Risk was the first person to say this, and like I haven't like admitted that I've been biting this line, but it's the dopest line. Like he said, I'm on Google Records. This was like 3 years ago. It's like with meaning that you can just Google me and you can find all my records.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like the same thing for me. It's like
It's true. Yeah, you can just Google your
I'm
name.
pretty much on Google Records. All you gotta do is just Google Born Eye Music and everything that you need to have access
Pictures,
to.
videos,
videos,
music.
all of it. You know, Spotify, SoundCloud. Like I'm good on it, and Instagram, Facebook, all of that. Shout out to like I don't know why I'm getting so many new Facebook followers, but past like day or so has been crazy. So whatever's behind that, shout out to all y'all.
Yeah.
We have a new single out with Arius called
Yeah, that's what it probably is. You've been crushing it, dude.
Yeah.
You're out there. Every time I see you, you're like in front of another 4,000 people and shit.
Something. But yo, you just gotta keep hustling and like.
Yeah. I know. Do you remember the first time we met, or the first time we had a meeting?
I remember the first time we had a meeting at your crib.
Yeah, in the basement.
Yeah, in the basement. Yeah.
So long.
That sounded so sketchy. The way you were like, yeah, in the basement.
But I mean,
no, but we were plotting on the whole shit like from back then though.
Well, yeah, because I started out in the basement of that house, in the English basement, and then I moved up to the whole house. You know what I'm saying? I got tired of hearing everybody else running around. I rented the upstairs, and then I moved back to Trinidad, and then
that's what people like. Molly, like you hood as fuck. Like that's like like I don't give. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, you can't. Anybody that tries to, for me, right? Like anybody that tries to front at all. I'm keeping it positive, but like just saying from my perspective, anybody that's like tries to fix their face to say something funny about like the work that you have done out here and just like the type of person that you are and like what you represent and just what this show, like just what this place represents. Like everything. I just for me, I have like a real I don't give a fuck attitude, because it's like, yo, none of you, the large percent of anybody that's popping shit is nowhere near as hood as
you're so dumb.
As this nigga right here, yo.
Oh my god.
No, for real. Like I wouldn't choose to live in some of the places that you be living at.
You see how natural I tried to call her my nigga on the show one time before, but it came out like awkward, and so then we decided I shouldn't do it. But it just happened again, and it was fluid and natural.
As long as I don't say it, we're good. You know what I mean? That's where it's a real problem. But
I just don't. Niggas.
Next thing they'll be out here like, oh, she thinks she's black now. Look at her.
I just feel like, I mean, in terms of my relationship with that word, like nigga to me is like the most important, if not the most beautiful word in the English language, just based on like the alchemical formula that it represents. You know, it represents it represents the truth of the fact that there is no inherent quality to anything, which is a tenet of a philosophical tenet of Buddhism, that nothing has its own inherent quality to it. Like this table has no inherent tableness to it. It's an amalgamation of like plastic and wood and metal, and all those things come together, and then you have a table. But if you chop this thing up, you'll never find like the essential table. And that's true for everything. It's true for language too. So you can have a word that people view as dastardly, and then people can take that exact same phonetic expression and make it into something that is beautiful. Yeah. And that is the truth. That's number one goes to say that like everything is everything and nothing is fixed in place. And number two, it says that something beautiful can be something ugly can become something beautiful. Like the lotus can grow out of the mud and become, you know, a beautiful ornament of creation. So yeah, so I love the word nigga, and I'll bestow it upon anybody that I deem worthy of that shit.
Yes, that's how I feel too.
Well, thank you both.
No doubt.
This is a very special
Much
moment.
appreciated. No,
it is.
we should drink to that. You know what I'm
Basically,
saying?
Molly just got her black card, y'all.
On air.
Officially.
On air.
It's official now.
You
For
know,
all the haters better recognize.
I mean anybody, and you know anybody can get it, and that's in the positive. You know what I mean? Just all you gotta do is be real. What do you,
Well,
you know? That's
you know what it is. The reason why I will live where I live is because I didn't have any money. You know what I mean? I lived on Orleans Place in Trinidad for a long ass time, and then I was in Fort Totten for 2 years and Capitol Hill for 2 years, and then right back to Trinidad. And I live off Bladensburg. I mean, someone unloaded like 15 rounds in front of my house like a month ago, like 20 minutes after I got home. But I know all of my neighbors. I can afford to live there. Like, even when my dog, like, randomly wandered off and got lost, like, one of my neighbors, like, got in her minivan, was driving around calling out my dog's name. Like, we're not that close, you know what I'm saying? I was like, crying, and then I stopped to cry at that, you know what I mean? And go back to crying and trying to find my dog and shit. Like, I love my neighborhood, and I mean, it's definitely sketchy, I guess, but, like, when you live there, it's different.
Because you're right, because my family, like, we lived in Fox Chase, like, in Alexandria, and like I don't know, like a lot of my life I've lived in like spots that were like on the surface not hood, but like underneath the surface like hood as fuck. So like Fox Chase was kind of like one of those just that area of Alexandria was like right past Old Town before you hit like
I know exactly what you're talking about. That little
enclave right there. Right where that
there's like a McDonald's or something.
Yeah, and then there's that mall too, like oh man, I'm gonna remember it. That shit.
What's sketchy about it?
Well, no, it's nothing sketchy. Well, I mean, I don't know.
Everything and nothing.
Everything and nothing at the same time. Just it's like these are areas where there's still like high activity and it's still like hood by any hood standards, but like they don't have like the reputation to be hood except like just the hood niggas that know. So
yeah, I mean, I feel like in my neighborhood, it's like cats having specific problems with each other. Mm-hmm. Like my car's not getting broken into. Like none of that is happening. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like, I mean, they definitely like my neighbors at first were like, "What the fuck," you know? But I'm pretty sure they were glad because the people that lived there before me was like a whole gaggle of like young white DJs who I'm pretty sure just like had parties and whatever. Yeah. I don't know, but like. I keep to myself. I don't bother anybody. I don't call the fucking cops on anybody. Yeah, I don't complain about shit.
Thank you.
I didn't come in and like renovate and change anything and outprice the building. And I'm very aware of that. Same thing with this building. Like, I'm not doing anything to this building that's going to make it unaffordable for the next person. Like, it's the whole idea of like flipping properties. You know, and just making $70,000 off a property because you can.
Jacket change.
You know,
halfway through the show.
That's right. You should have said anything that would have been smooth.
I'm sorry. I like style. This is an ill motorcycle.
Born is not fucking around.
I know.
Wait, Cole, I've been wearing. I'm
sorry. You were talking about something actually really important.
No, you're like,
did you see it? I was for a damn jacket. I know. I'm sorry.
No, that wasn't. Yo, I mean. both are important. You know,
Fashion and housing.
And housing.
Whatever.
Affordable housing.
Yeah, true. I mean,
this is affordable housing. It fits right on top
yo,
of it.
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That's why black is so essential.
It is.
You can really flip it like this. Like, I've always worn a uniform. Like, before I was like the all black dude, I was like, I think Dashiki born, probably, yeah. Dashiki and B born. And then, like, before that, I was all green born. Just everything.
Oh, shit. Okay. I can see that. I bet you look good in green.
That military green, I was, man.
Oh.
That's classic.
Oh, yeah, straight.
Yeah.
And it was always classic. Like, I always wanted to make sure that you could never see me in a picture and be like, what was that nigga doing? You know
Every picture of me is like that. They're like, why is she making that face? Something wrong, Molly?
I want people to see. I want people to see a picture of me and just be like, all right, you know, everything is like, yo, even that this nigga shirt is gigantic, but it's just still classic.
Look like a bed sheet, but it's cool.
He's a classic man.
Yo.
Oh shit. Oh
Man.
shit.
Yeah, sorry.
I can see
I'm not
y'all doing
musical, so
I can see y'all doing a video together. Like I can see y'all next to each other.
In a video?
Yeah, you and
yeah,
Jadena.
yeah. I can see that
do
too.
it.
You can stand up like
Shout out
style-wise.
Jadena.
Yeah, if you're listening, Jadena.
Jadena sponsorship.
I'm
That'd
single.
be great. So, that's too soon.
Well,
we shouldn't ask too soon.
Well, what do you call it?
Listen, I'm not married. You are.
My fur. Oh my goodness.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
Yo. Just that alone on the furs.
Right, she's wearing a fur.
Anybody who know me, let me see how that. Yo, that shit. Is
Right,
banging, son.
right. No big deal. Little diamond
Gang,
encrusted.
gang. Yeah. Yo, the jacket.
That's side.
The
That's
jacket.
what it does.
The jacket game in this room went up like
Darling.
3,000%. Like
No,
in a
for
very
real.
short
Get your
amount of time.
stocks at One Love Massive, yo. This is for real.
Seriously, we got mood lighting, fur,
I know.
fucking diamonds and shit.
I know.
Then
We
you got
do.
me.
You know, all
Yeah, this
whatever.
look
It's just,
of
yo, it's like perfect though.
It's like I'm some like cynical asshole from New York, but I'm just a cynical asshole from here.
that's DC though.
yo,
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
very
DC,
much
this
so,
is
though.
this is the home of the haters ball. You
I
know,
mean,
we're cynical and we hate on
I
shit.
don't like. I don't think
no,
I'm a hater.
you're One Love Massive.
But I
you
think I
love.
like legit hate everyone and everything. But I
No,
wouldn't
I do
consider
too.
myself a hater. You know what I mean?
just hate everyone equally.
Yeah, equally.
Right, there's no like
do too.
right.
Like one
Yeah.
hate massive is like 2020. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yo.
we're gonna be too high on love. Or I'm gonna bring it back down. But like one hate massive.
No, on the real tip, like because I really don't like everyone. That's why after a while I was like, I just have to do like policy and advocacy. I can't organize anymore, and I
Yeah.
can't deal with people
Yeah.
directly all the time because then you start seeing all the ugliness of everything. And you know, if you're like an organizer, you need to be optimistic and uplifting and
Yeah.
encouraging for people. And after a while, I was just like, I fucking hate
fuck
everything.
It's hopeless.
So
It's
I
all hopeless.
I was like, but I have these skills and these values. So I'm still gonna.
dude, that's the
but
whole
I had
everyday
to-
struggle.
I know,
That's the
right?
whole everyday struggle. Every day it's like murder,
Murder, murder, murder, kill, kill, kill.
fucking mayhem, fucking death, destruction, and that's just before you get out of fucking bed in the morning. You know what I
know.
mean?
That's
Just-
that's just on Facebook.
Dude,
I
that's just on
know.
Facebook. That's not even checking your email or voicemails or.
Or watching the news or Vice News. It's just, it's all over the world. It's
Yo,
terrible.
I'm looking at what this show looks like though. Now that
It's
now
dope,
that
right?
the jackets are up, yo, this shit is lit, dude.
I know. I need like a hat or something. Is there like a crown I can put on? Oh, here we go. No, this is not gonna help me. This is not gonna help. Oh, I can't wear it because I got the headphones on.
Molly, you've got the swoop. That's
Yo, you
dope.
definitely, you need no accoutrements like that, like the.
Your style is
You guys are too good.
classic.
You guys are too good.
No, no, this is fucking
Let me
classic.
straighten myself out a little bit.
I'll bring you a chain next
What
week.
about the
No
what
doubt.
about the joint? Does that class me out?
That
Yo,
is-
that for sure. I mean, yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to our sponsors for real, Pure Hemp.
Yes,
You
pure
know,
hemp.
I'm gonna jump ahead real quick to a mini small business shout out,
Yeah.
but Pure Hemp, man, Pure Hemp. If you're listening,
Thank you so much.
thank you so much, dude. They've been sending me rolling papers for 10 years.
That's
That's
what's poppin', man. That's what's
amazing.
poppin'.
Years. They'll just send me like a box, cases of rolling papers. Just every, right when I'm like, oh, we're almost out. Bam, fucking
That's a really
700
great...
more packs of rolling papers. I'm not even kidding you. How long have you? I got a pack of raw on the table, but that's uncanny. There's literally pure hemp rolling papers everywhere.
Everywhere,
Look at
I
that.
know.
Here, give me that box, Nick. We'll show everybody. Pure hemp. And you guys have all seen this. Everybody in
Yes.
this town has been given a pack of pure hemp rolling papers.
I know, I have them. From you.
If you know me, or if you have ever gone to a One Love Massive event, you have gotten a free pack of rolling papers from Pure Hemp. So shout out to them for showing so much love to the stoners in DC.
Yes, yes.
Straight up. 10 years.
That's ill. That's dope.
Yeah, yo, that's what I mean. That's, you know what? As a matter of fact, because I remember you had these
With
and
my own
with the
shit on the
different design on the front. Yeah, back in the day.
When I had the original logo and shit.
Right. We've been doing this for a while.
Long time. That's what a lot of people don't know. Me and Born go way
Yeah,
back.
we go super back.
Yeah, so what is your story of meeting, and how did you come to be a part of One Love Massive?
Man, I just it's just one day I just was. Like,
That's how I get them. I just put them on the website and I hope they don't notice. That's
it's like one day I just was, but we were doing these parties at Science Club.
Science Club, yeah.
Oh shit! I
Yeah.
used to bartend there. Shout out
Yeah.
to Steve.
Maybe that's where I've seen you before.
I was gonna say you do look familiar.
mad
This was
familiar.
back in the day too.
So this was
Yeah.
2009.
Yeah, that's right around
That's
when I was
around that
there.
time,
That's
'cause
crazy.
You,
Were you in the
Yes.
basement?
you legit-
Sometimes, and I was usually in the front bar though.
Nah, right. You do
On
look
like
mad
Friday
familiar.
and Saturday nights.
We would be doing shit.
I know I was
Fridays.
cute too then.
Yo,
you know.
whatever. I mean, listen, yeah. I mean, that's then and now. So like, yeah, that's why I'm like making the connection. Like, okay, all right, so maybe we've met before.
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Started at Science Club.
Isn't that
Science
crazy?
Club. I know. I kind of
Yeah.
miss that place.
I mean, that's kind of so. I started
I do
doing
miss that
parties for
place.
One Love years and years ago, and it was just a side project thing. And then I moved back to DC, and I had 2 neck surgeries. And then someone threw a party at Science Club and like dropped the ball. And Steve was like, it was John Bowen was the DJ who I connected
Yeah.
him with, and Steve was like, can you just take over? The party. And I was like, yeah. And it was such a big success. He was like, do you want to do it again?
Yeah,
and so
it
we
was
started a
great.
weekly party off of that.
Steve is
Oh my
one
God.
of the
Dropping science
So
coolest.
at
much
Science.
work dropping science at science. But dude, that shit was
Yes.
lit.
It was
That
lit.
That shit was
though.
lit.
But every time I debuted, I had so many debuts there. Like, it was my first time. I think that spot was my first time performing as a solo artist, as a solo entity, Born Eye Music. I think that was like my first show solo.
Yeah.
Was there like
That's awesome.
Yeah, and the 1 year anniversary, there's like a recap video with like Born Eye, fucking rap, and the fucking with the red jacket and the promo.
Yo, that red jacket though, right?
That's so amazing. So Science Club is an important, significant
Oh,
place.
It was a
Definitely.
jump
all
off.
of us.
It was a jump off, and it's crazy
Definitely.
because I agreed to do that party weekly, and then like for 9 to 12 weeks, no one came.
Yeah.
Because it's hard, and I swear to
Yeah.
fucking God, it rained every Thursday for like 2 months straight.
And that location is also difficult too.
So hard.
Like,
And it
people
would be like
don't
crickets.
live down there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would go there and I would just give whatever dollars I had, which wasn't very much, to the bartenders as a
Yeah.
tip because I felt bad that like no one was there. But it just picked up, and it just got to the point that like I didn't even want to go to that party anymore. I would literally stand out on the curb or like hacky sack in the little like
the
little
courtyard
like,
in the front.
Yeah, like on the right, in front of the like
By
hair
the
salon
alley,
and shit,
yeah.
like in between. And we would smoke smoke weed in the alley, back by the dumpster in the back door signs. That I literally wouldn't even go anymore because it would just be so crowded.
Yeah, it got hot up in there.
Dude, all 3 floors would be packed.
I know, but it was awesome.
it was super awesome. And then I moved the projections
Where?
outside
At
at Science Club.
Yeah.
And then I moved the projections outside and had John Bowen outside, and we projected onto the front of the building. Like fucked everyone's heads up with that, and it was lit. It was
Yeah.
dope, man. It was we definitely kept their doors open a few years longer because of that party.
Oh
like,
man, that
Yeah.
party
without
was
question,
dope.
man.
It was a lot of firsts.
Like without question.
I mean, I had some great shows there, man, and like made great connections. Just one of those. I don't know. It was the transition from coming from being in a group to being solo, and just to have like support, and like kind of embedded support there, like in you, like in an organization, and then also like in a venue, because I had been associated with venues of my own, but like just branching out and like doing something new, like just to have a landing pad at like different places during that time is like super special to me. Like you, Asara Music, my boy Nico, and then moving on to Monumental Music and the Voodoo Shack and stuff like that with my boy AJ. So yeah, man, I don't know, there's so much like layered and embedded history in,
dude, so much. But yeah, Born approached me and was like, like, yo, like, what's up? Like, how can we work together? How can I be down? I was like, I don't really know, because I came on the scene kind of hot, but I had a lot of references from doing events back in the day, but I really wasn't sure what I was doing. So a lot of people came to me like, yo, help me. And it was like, I don't know what I can do for you, man. You know what I mean? Like, you're giving me too much credit. People have always given me way too much credit, honestly, but it's starting to work itself out, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I just roll with it, and then I like do a good job and maintain that credit. But yeah, I mean, we've gone way back. I would definitely like to work with you more, but that's the whole thing. It's like I don't know how to really help, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like, and we're you know, that's the thing about One Love. We're like figuring that out. We're becoming more and more of a production house,
factory floor session,
right? Well, for sure,
right?
For
Which
sure.
I see it all, and I love. And you guys are still like my number one recommendation to new artists or well established artists that like that I'm in contact with. I am always like, yo, at some point in time, you should connect with One Love Massive.
Yeah,
I just
appreciate that.
You know, I just feel like that. Like, if you want your art to be heard and projected in a way that's organic and like true to what it is that you actually do, and then it's coming from a place that's like genuinely supportive, not exploitatively supportive. You know what I mean? Like, that One Love Massive is like the spot for that. So.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
We got about 20 people in the operation every single day that make sure that it's never exploitative. You know what I mean? Like, that's the whole thing, man. It's a huge team of people doing a lot of really good work. You know?
Yeah. No, I respect that. I mean, I've seen it in its inception, and I mean, the thing that I feel kindred with about what you do here and like what I've been doing is, so I mean, and I'm sure you can relate to this too, just in your own life. I'm pretty sure anybody can relate to this. It's just, you know, you move forward with a plan, then you get hit with like one torpedo or another, and then it's like, oh, man down, the ship is sinking, and then it's like you find a way to like patch it up or whatever, and then like the ship like buoys again and gets back on the surface, and then like, and you trudge a little bit further, and then bam, fucking like big ass torpedo, you know what I mean, just hits a different spot, and then, you know, and each time it's like, well, how, you know, are you gonna just sink and die, or are you gonna like, you know, and then eventually you're like, fuck just being on the water, man, I'm
looking for the shore.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some wings on this bitch. You know, I'm gonna make sure that like it's hard. It's harder to sink this thing. You know what I mean? So like that if I get hit with a torpedo, then I'm gonna just, you know how Batman does, like boom boom. Okay, switch to fucking Batwing now. Right. You know what I mean? Like just to have those options of operation.
Well, right. I guess we all really do. We just have to realize that it's inside of us too.
Exactly. That
Go Gadget.
Anything.
You turn into Go Gadget. You turn into Batman. I turn into Rambo.
In my mind. Shit. Wow.
I do.
Yo,
I go first
Inspector
blood.
Gadget, Batman, and Rambo.
That's a comedy right there. We should animate that and then do like a cartoon. Now's your chance.
Well, see, I
sound like a dude.
I don't know
Inspector
about
Gadget's
animation doing it myself. If any animators out there that want to do Batman, Inspector Gadget, and Rambo alternate versions so we don't get sued, that would be dope.
Like Glambo.
Glambo. Yes. Oh my God, I love it.
My voice coach says I've been clearing my Glambo is the illest shit. First of all,
I know.
First of all,
you're like,
we have to do.
I can
this.
hear it in your voice, like how much you love that.
Fucking Glambo is so lit right now. No, you think that shit?
Look at you.
You
like,
think
you're wearing
I'm ecstatic.
This is what I'm talking about. joy equals purpose. Look at this right here.
Yes.
You can't not
Lambo, we have to
This
manifest
shit got- that shit
this.
better.
Like a
That
like
shit-
a bubble letter logo, like
Yes.
you like Superfly, like a
Lambo
fur
better
coat
happen.
at the bottom. Yeah.
Yo, like seriously, one day, this is a Lambo story,
Lambo.
real true story right here.
Clack, clack.
One day, I was in a real cute outfit, riding my bike down the MBT.
You was in
and
a what?
I was in a real cute outfit, probably in high heels too, because I used to ride my bike all the time in my heels.
heels.
I just cute
Right.
on my bike, and I was riding up the MBT, right? And for those of you that bike the MBT, you know
Sketchy
this is
as fuck.
sketchy, and it's serious. Like
where
it's
people
all
get mugged and
uphill.
shit.
I know. So you try to ride through quickly and
Yeah.
stuff. Well, don't you know? Right around Fort Totten, right before you get to that like trash processing place
Oh,
or
that shit's
whatever.
no joke.
It started to rain, like one of those classic DC, like hard as fuck downpours. Like, you know,
Right.
it lasts 10, 20 minutes and then it's done, but it's like epic rain.
Yeah.
I got caught in that shit on my bicycle and like it was just dangerous. It was so bad. Like I couldn't see. I think I had my glasses on too, so I couldn't see shit. I didn't have my Inspector Gadget windshield wipers on my
Right.
glasses.
Go
It was
Gadget
rough.
windshield.
And I felt like, oh my God, like I'm going to cry. Like I'm stuck out here. I don't know how long this could go. I could get sick. Like I'm about to go up the most epic hill in all of DC bicycling challenges with this
It
shit.
is.
What
It's
the
a
fuck?
hardcore hill.
So-
Walking up that hill is a fucking challenge.
It is. So
It's
I had to
ridiculous.
Rambo up. I had to Glambo
Glambo.
up. You
Yeah,
know?
the Glambo that shit.
I was
son.
just
You put on like a fresh coat of lip gloss and you're like, let's fucking do this.
I had
So,
to get in
bruh.
my meditation. I had to channel. I saw Sylvester Stallone with the bandana. I saw him going through the jungle, and I was like, "This is fucking it. I'm getting through this." And I had to like trudge my ass slowly but surely up that hill, and then up the second hill, up around Fort Totten Drive. You know what I'm talking about?
shit is no joke.
that
Yes,
spot is
where
no-
you
that
can't
shit-
see
you
the
can't
cars
see-
coming and
yeah.
shit. And yes, and I was like, I'm doing it, and I got my ass home. But it was the Glambo
Glambo
mentality. I
that
was
did it
like, I
for
have to
you.
man up
Looking
right now.
cute.
Yes, and I did that shit, and I got home, and I lived
Yo,
to see
that's-
another day.
that's like
And you
true
live to wear
Glambo
another
sto-
fur.
Yes,
live to wear another first squad.
true
I hope
Glambo
you got that
story.
whole
Yes,
thing. That she just did. That was amazing.
you know.
My vocal coach is like my Patricia Portillo. She's an opera singer. We're gonna be doing some work together this year. So apparently I've been clearing my throat in like the vocally incorrect way of doing it. So I've been chastised. Like
Is she,
she's
she giving
like-
you shit right now?
Yeah, she was like,
Get
I bet
him,
you don't
Tiger.
even know how much you're clearing your throat. Stay healthy. Like,
Oh shit,
Stay
that is true.
That's
She
it.
is right though.
no, I got G-checked on the show, son. So, shout out Patricia. I will like do it the right way now.
Yeah, what is the proper way to clear
Oh
your
gosh,
throat?
well you don't do that stuff like you
Okay.
What do you do?
I just did it just now. You're
Don't
so
do that.
conditioned
What do
to
you
do it.
do?
Well, like you basically like turn your esophagus into like an O, like you talk like you're Rocky, like oh, maybe I'll fight Apollo, maybe I won't. But like you hold it, you know what I mean, and you flex like that larynx section over and over again like that,
Like
just
silently?
Yeah, silently.
To
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
You don't just like start talking. You don't just like recite.
I was like, I feel like it seems
I
less.
know this is just what it's gonna be, but I don't know. You know, you don't do that for life. Adrian, it's just what I got to do. No, you're not doing that. You're just pretending like you're about to talk like Rocky, but you don't actually do it. So
Oh, and then it just like
Wow.
slips down your throat.
You just-
That's
wow.
fucking
But
gross.
then can you like
no.
I mean-
if you actually have like shit there, I think you cough it up. But I mean, sometimes you just be. Sometimes I mean. That was like so graphic.
I know. That was not a wisdom nugget. That was something else.
Sometimes
Yeah, no,
I
that-
say things just to upset people. No, it's kind of one of
That
those.
was gross.
I know. And then I realized, processed it, and then I thought that shit was funny. So what's wrong with
No, it was
all
Because
of
it
us
is
here?
funny. I mean,
I know. I was
come
like,
on.
ew. That was like a Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, it's like
moment.
booger jokes. You know what I mean? Like they're always
Really
gonna be
stupid
funny.
shit.
Like poop. It's
True,
always
true,
gonna be
true.
funny.
Oh, so let me plug some things. Right now I've got a new record out with Arius, called Rise. It's out on Dimmock Records, Steve Aoki's label, and it's doing well. It's the first record me and Arius ever recorded together last year, and so for it to get signed by Dimmock is what up, Shalini? Is like it's
awesome.
It's a beautiful thing.
There's some cool looking kids. How old are those kids?
I'm not. They're in their early to mid 20s.
Yeah.
They just had a kid. No, they're in there. I think they're. Yeah. Well, I'm. Yeah.
They had a kid.
Yeah, they just get there. They have their daughter,
That's
Baseline.
So cool.
Yeah.
Wait, her name is Baseline?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, Base is her first name and Line is her middle name,
No,
or
she's
Baseline is her...
It's like Bays, like BAES, like Bay, but with an S line.
That's dope.
Baseline. Yeah, it's
That, okay, so now
that's
that
my
I hear
little
it that
goddaughter
way
right there, yeah.
and see it spelled that way, that's actually really
It's
beautiful.
a Twiggle getting a, what is it?
Tiggleby.
Tiggleby.
It's just I just Matt and Tessa are like really like just pretty insanely creative and awesome people, and so like I didn't
Kid's
expect.
gonna have to be super cool.
She's super cool already. She was born super cool. My kids. My kids are cool as fuck. So like I think, and I would assume that anybody in this room, if they had kids, would have like these cool little renegade human nuggets of.
Can you imagine Minnie Molly?
What? Be amazing.
I know. She'd have such
Shut
a
your
mouth
mouth.
on her.
Oh,
It'd be
hey.
awesome.
Shut your mouth.
Hey.
All of a sudden I'm
Hey,
like, oh shit, I'm pregnant.
Oh my god.
Don't
what do you call
manifest
it?
that.
Shout out to Anoxis. Okay, so I'm plugging things. Okay, so I want to plug Rise out on Dimmock Records right now.
Where can people find that?
Oh, you could just that's another thing. You could just Google
Google
it.
Music.
Google Records.
So it's Arius, Arius, featuring Born Eye Music, Rise. You can look that up on SoundCloud. You can look it up on YouTube. You can look it up on Twitter. It's
Everywhere.
yeah. Shout out to PlayStation for putting Rise in your
Oh, shit.
in your PS4 playlist.
Oh shit.
Shout out to all the different playlists on Spotify.
Millions of people will
and-
hear that.
Yo, dude, it's been
Video game thing
yeah,
is
shit's been out for like a week, but it's been doing really well. I performed it in Baltimore last Saturday, and it went crazy. So Rise is out now. I also have another record out that came out on the same day as Rise, but we we had to push the Rise release ahead of this one. But I have a record with NATO Fields and Infinite. It's called Manifest. And it's out, and that's also so. Just look up NATO Fields.
Spell that.
NATOFEELZ.
Oh.
And Infinite with the word infinite beginning with the I, but all the other I's are the number one.
That's easy to remember.
Yeah,
No problem.
Anyway,
Got it right here.
NATO Fields and Infinite Manifest featuring Born Eye Music. That's also a crazy record.
Can some of this be found at borneyemusic.com?
You go to borneyemusic.com, you should be able to get videos and music and tour dates
Of everything?
for sure, pretty much everything.
Word.
But I always say people to defer to Google. And my single that's out right now is called Meditation. It's my solo single, the me not featuring anybody, but just like me. It's called Meditation, produced by Julian Benesis. It's out now on Captivation Records. It's a really awesome record. You want to hear the last verse of it?
Yeah.
Actually, would this verse be like potentially good for our meditational moment in the show?
If we were gonna do a meditation moment in the show and I was gonna do a verse, I would do. Any of my verses could work for that.
Yeah. So
actually.
just tell us.
tell us.
Tell us
Yeah.
the last line.
I'll just do the they killing blacks by the dozens, by the hundreds of millions, no conviction they winning, so ask me how am I feeling. I tried to write God a letter, didn't know where to send it. If you could look at it plainly, you see this shit never ended. That's why I spit it and give it 300%. That's why I spit it and give it 300%. Did I forget that? Did I forget the? That's why I spit it and give it 300%.
Oh, I thought that was part of how you.
I know.
No, I was captivated.
I know. I just lost the verse. Oh,
Shout out
that's
to
why
Jameson.
shout out to J-Mo and just whatever. That's why I spit it and give it the 100% in the booth of the temple of bundle embrace. We push it out. You can't front on this shit in the booth of the temple and bundle embrace. All of the music my mentor come up with and spit is the message of love within bliss. I'ma get all of my paper shit with my niggas and poof, I am done with this shit. Meditation. I need meditation, meditation, meditation. I need meditation, meditation, meditation. I need meditation, meditation, meditation. I need meditation. New day and I'm shining. Thought I'd lose faith, but I'm rising. Now we up early. Birds chirping. Meditation, insert words. Reincarnate, repeat, respond. Make a new degree of that first version. Black holes in my black soul. I watch that close as I stack goals. I see starbursts and it all hurts, but it's all worth what it all works. Every aftermath has an origin. I hear the angels' voices when they pouring in. I've been shot down, but I resolved to win. Reach the light, but I absorb it in. Speak the realest truth. Be the realest you. Seek the fearless if you really feel it's you. Riding around and I'm balling all these tattoos of my calling, all these symbols, what I've been through without stalling. It's that fast life, I don't act twice, reminisce on my past life, and you can see what could the future be when you reflect on what I did last night. So tell my niggas keep hustling, it's that comeback from that suffering, it's that touchdown in that fourth quarter. You 3 down, but keep busting, now them arms up and them charms up, sky filled with that stardust, and we forgive all of the motherfuckers who took aim and try to stop us. Hey. Picture me rolling when we all on that mission. Picture me rolling when we all on that grind. Picture me rolling when we all on that mission. Picture me rolling when we all on there. Roll with a team full of pharaohs, releasing my arrows the moment I tell them to go. I move in silence until it's too late, then I reach out and strike with a venomous blow. All that we want to inspire the people to know that what they are within them is good. And heaven is open to everyone, whether you hunting for yachted or live in the hood. And this is my life, these are my words. Used to imbibe, I don't need it, I swerve. And if you can hit us, whoever you are, I just want you to know that you a star, not celebrity type, but the energy type, like the light in the evening that help me to write. Combine it with meaning and love and insight. When you jump off that cliff, you are ready for flight. And this is my life. These are my thoughts. These are the words of a king or a boss reflected back at you so you can see clearer. Your ears are the song and your face is the mirror. Hey, keeping me rolling when it all on that mission. Picture me rolling when we all on that grind. Picture me rolling when we all on that vision. Picture me rolling when we all on that time. Picture me rolling when we all on that mission. Picture me rolling when we all on that grind. Picture me rolling when we all on that mission. Picture me rolling. This is Born Out Music, giving a special shout out to DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Just want everybody to take a moment and say something kind to yourself right now. I'll wait.
I love myself.
That's right now. All you gotta do is just take one moment to say something nice to yourself. It doesn't take any effort. Just, hey man, I like your shoes. Hey man, I just like you. I think you did your best today. I know today was rough, it wasn't easy, but you did as much as you could possibly do. Just say something kind to yourself. Acknowledge yourself. Acknowledge your own effort. Be nice to yourself for just this one moment. And I guarantee the next person you come in contact with, you'll be nicer to them than you naturally would have been if you hadn't taken a moment to be nice to yourself. And that's the whole riddle of life right there. You just give yourself that little bit of love, that little bit of forbearance, that little bit of forgiveness. And you could just pass that on without effort to the next person. So just be good to yourself. And that goodness will just overflow and spill over to everybody around you. Squad.
Yes. I feel better.
Man, that's the point, man.
I hope you feel better. I hope you were into the rhythm. I hope you were saying something kind to yourself. And,
so.
you know, this show, you got like a whole bucket of crunchy golden fried wisdom nuggets. This has been amazing. So exciting. You know, I wanted to talk more about your music, but our conversation was so round and organic and fresh. I feel like this is really special and viewers get get to know you in a different way. And I'm sure that we'll be seeing you again. And,
Absolutely.
Again, Google Records, Born Eye Music. You'll see all his videos
Everything will
up
be
there. We're actually going to close out and show you one of his other videos, one of the classics, Blue. Which shows a different dimension from what you saw.
So let me just plug.
Supreme.
Let me plug these last 2 shows. January.
Yes.
Yo, December 31st, New Year's Eve. I'm co-headlining actually with Arius at Cruise Bar in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh's been so good to me this year, so I'm happy to close out with y'all this year. So and to be co-headlining with Arius is crazy. Then in January 5th, we're gonna be doing a benefit concert for the homie Stewie at Baltimore Soundstage. Actually, and December 21st, actually, even sooner than all of that, here in DC, I will be at the fundraiser over at Red Rocks. It'll be me and Piggy Killer Corn and Footwork, and everybody else is gonna be there. So it's gonna be lit. So actually, the 21st here in DC, 31st in PA, and January 5th in Baltimore. Catch me.
Word.
It's going to be lit.
And you can find these dates and information at borneyemusic.com.
borneyemusic.com. That's right. Yeah.
Yes. Let's say it again, folks. borneyemusic.com.
Yep.
One more again.
borneyemusic.com.
Shout out to my booking agent, Alive Entertainment. Shout out to my management, True Royalty Management. Shout out to my sponsors, Haiti Footwear, Kenneth Watches, and Rage Nation Apparel. And shout out to all the channels that support, like Trap City, EDM.com, Rap City, Rap Nation, Trap Nation, all the producers, everybody that rock with us. Shout out to G&D, Mac and Waze, and the whole clique. Shout out to One Love Massive, and to all my teachers and to my kids, my wife, my family.
Yes. And one final shout out to Jay Mills.
Yo,
Yes.
Millie Mills.
Yes. But thanks again, folks, for tuning in. Born Eye, thank you for being here with us today.
No doubt.
Molly, thank you for creating One Love Massive so we can do this
Well,
glorious
thank you for being here.
yes
Absolutely.
work. And thank you to all of our viewers. We'll catch you next week and check out this last video from Born Eye.
Shout out to my homie Anoxex. We doing some beautiful, crazy, amazing music. It's coming out this year. Born King, the hip hop EP is coming, and then Gold Chains and Meditation, the album coming. Squad.
Boom.
Squad.
All right.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
That's the other thing that happened in the 80s is like America became a product that like people were selling. This situation is bleak, and because it means nothing, I'm gonna get everything. I don't think I'm gonna put no hook on this shit. You know, my situation is pretty fucked up, but I don't really want to think about it right now. Started out small, started out fat, started out poor, started out black. Had to look left, had to look right, hear the footsteps after good night. Started out weak, started out scared, all the dark dreams, all the nightmares, all them on screens, all the pop stairs, Bell Pre-Road. Started out there, all my life, all alone. African child, all the snow, but more like all of a stone. All of the blood, all of the bones, all of the zones, all of the chrome. Hearts full of stone, problems at home. Started out short, then I got tall, little smooth footed, so I can't ball. Niggas made fun, nigga, I draw. I'm an artist, nigga, that's all. Still a little fat, but I had swag. Carry her books and her lunch bag. Little street life, then I want more. Me and my crew, Philly blunt boys. Still a condoms from the drugstore. She could tongue kiss, but I want more. I was 13, raising up now. She was 13, made her go down. Teenage girl, baby on the way. Teenage boy waiting for the day. Her folks and my folks, well, they wasn't with it. They took us apart and took her to the clinic. Something always wrong, nothing ever right. Wish that I was gone, said it every night. Military high, maybe it's the stress. Thought of suicide, maybe I'm depressed. Read the Bible, read the code wrong. Keep your eyes closed, see what I'm on. Think I like rap, I'ma try that. Nigga, fuck that. Think I love rap, and I love cars, and I love clothes, and I love God, and I love hoes. Nigga, fuck school, nigga, fuck class, fuck her books and her lunch bag. Look what I wrote, look what I spit. Hold up, nigga, look at that bitch. Roll one up, roll two up, drank Cisco, then threw up. Old folks try to talk to us, all of that shit's all too much. Still the bad dreams and the dark thoughts. Know that my dad
head, feel like I'm lost, feel like I'm grown, feel like I know what I'm gonna be, where I'm gonna go. Little black boy run away from the winter time to the summer day, getting that shit, selling that shit, Bill pre-roll, yelling that shit. Somehow made it out of school, made it into school, college interview. Now I'm in a loop, in a dorm room with a white girl and a chick or two. Nigga, who we know, kids that's rich. Put a studio in that bitch, flip a few pounds just to keep dough, just to keep smoke, just to keep hoes. Skipping that class, making that song. When the day gone, meditation. All of my raps, prayers, and songs. Nowadays they say that I'm on, half in the dark, half in the light, but you still can't say that I'm wrong. Stay with the light, wait with the dawn, pray in the calm, brave through the storms.
Somebody has the capacity to kill and, you know, to maim and all of that, and we also have the same capacity to, you know, create the medicine that saved my daughter last night from fucking pneumonia and shit. You know, that's what it is to be a human being, is to be a fucking savage and an angel.
Suits and frogs.